Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to show you how to crochet this beautiful butterfly graphgan. I tried to make this tutorial as step as possible so it's easy to follow. Hopefully it's going to help someone out there. I'll be using single crochet, so one square is one stitch, and I'll also show you how to use yarn bobbins for the color changes. Before starting any graphgan projects, it's best to make your yarn bobbins first so you don't have to work with long strands of yarn. For this project, you'll need your yarn, any colors you like, a hook of your choice. I'm using a 4mm hook, a darning needle, scissors, and of course your graph. Just keep in mind, changing your hook size will affect the final look. You can also switch up the colors and turn this into a blanket, cardigan, or just have fun with it. You can find the graph in the description below, and I'll also be showing you along as I am going row by row. So before any further ado, let's get started. So we begin by making 24 chains. So once you have your 24 chains, you're going to single crochet into the second stitch from hook. Okay, so this is one, and into the second one you'll make one single crochet, and then you're going to single crochet in each and every stitch all the way to the end. And at the end of the row you should have 23 stitches in total. Now at the end of the row you should have 23 stitches. We're moving on to our second row. So for the second row you're going to chain one and turn your work. Into the very first stitch you go in with a single crochet, and you'll single crochet all the way to the end. So at this point your stitches should remain the same, 23 stitches. If you started with 24 chains, you end up with 23 stitches. Okay, to place your last single crochet into that last stitch, and that was the second row. The third row we are going to chain one and turn your work again, and you're going to work all the way to the end with single crochets. So basically row 1 to row 3 we're going to be using the same color. We'll do that, and I'll meet you at the end of the third row. Now I'm arriving at the end of my row, and like I said before, you should end up with only 23 stitches. So at this point at row 3 you should have something like this. Chain one. Now we're moving on to the fourth row. Now I'm going to show you something on the graph. So if you can see clearly on the graph, we're moving to the fourth row, and the arrow clear shows us we are starting from this side of the graph. So for the fourth row, you're going to single crochet into the next 5 stitches. So into the first one, you'll make one single crochet, 2, 3, 4, and 5. remember, we're now going to finish off the 5th stitch, and now the color change is going to begin. Now you're going to bring in your second color and just attach it onto your hook and finish off that stitch. Make sure to pull this a little bit so that it can secure your work. So now that we have changed color, we are going to make 3 single crochets into the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. Don't finish off the 3rd stitch. Move your yarn in front and add your, if you want to carry the same yarn, that's totally up to you, but in this video we are using separate bobbins. So you'll bring back your color and finish off that stitch. Now next you are going to make, since this is of the same color, you can work over the tail. So you're going to make 1 single crochet into the next 7 stitches. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We're now going to finish off that 7th stitch and we'll attach our second color. So like I said, we are not going to carry yarn through. Now you're going to finish off that stitch with your second color, and you can drop the tail. And now we are going to make 3 single crochets into the next 3 stitches. 1 single crochet to the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3. Don't finish off. So now you'll add your next color, and then finish off that stitch with it. So since it is the same color as this side, we are going to work over the tail. So you're going to crochet into the last 5 stitches. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 1, and I'm going to show you exactly what we just did. Okay, we made 5 stitches with our main color, changed color, made 3 stitches, changed back to the main color, made 7 stitches, changed back to the other color and made 3 and made 5. Now moving on to row 5, the arrow says we are working on this direction. That's exactly what we are going to do. Now don't be intimidated with this. Sometimes you can just decide to carry your yarn, okay? But as I said earlier, today I'm showing you how to work with multiple balls of yarn. All right, so you're going to push everything behind and turn your work. So now we are moving on to row 5. Okay, so for row 5 you're going to make 1 single crochet into the next 4 stitches before we change color. So in the first stitch you're going to place your single crochet, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you don't finish off that 4th stitch, you move your yarn in front and then grab the second color and then finish up that stitch. Don't pull it too tight, finish off that stitch with your second color. So now next you are going to make 5 single crochets to the, you'll make 1 single crochet into the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, you're going to work over that tail before you grab it. So we're going to make our 5th single crochet. We won't finish off that stitch. Bring your yarn forward and finish off that single crochet. So in the next 1 single crochet in the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Don't finish off the 5th. You're going to change color. Bring your yarn forward and change to your second color. Like I say, don't pull too tight. Okay, now into the next 5 stitches you're going to go in with 1 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and don't forget to work over that one. 5. Bring your yarn forward and grab your main color. Finish off that stitch, and then now you're going to make 4 single crochets into the last 4 stitches, 3 and 4. Chain 1 and turn your work. So be careful when you're turning your work. Move everything slowly. I don't have a bobbin holder, so yeah, we have to utilize whatever we have. Anyway, so we are moving on to row 6. So for row 6 we are moving in this direction. So you already chained 1 and you are going to make 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches before you change color. So 1, 2, 3. Don't finish off. Bring your yarn forward and grab your second color and finish off that stitch. Pull this to hold everything down, and then you are going to make 1 single crochet into the next 7 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Remember that little tail. 7. Don't finish off the 7th stitch. and bring your yarn forward. You're going to change color again. So you're going to finish off your 7th stitch with your other color. So if you guys can see, the 6th row we have 1 stitch and then a color change, 1 stitch and then a color change. So what you're going to do is we are going to carry this yarn forward. Okay, so you're going to make 1 single crochet, you work over that white, 1 single crochet, don't finish off, bring your yarn forward, and then finish with the white. You're going to carry the gray again, your second color again, and then you make 1, don't finish off, bring it forward and back to the yarn you carried, finish off with it. Okay, then you are going to drop that white and then make 1 more gray, then finish off with the white. So you're going to make 7 single crochets into the next 7 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Don't finish off, bring your yarn forward and finish it off with your main working color. So you're going to make 1 single crochet into the last 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. So you should have something looking like this. Chain 1 and turn your work. Just make sure you move your yarn slowly so they don't tangle. So now we are moving on to row 7. We are moving to this direction. Okay, so row 7 we are moving to this direction. As you can see, we're still going to do the 1 stitch color change, 1 stitch color change here. All right, so the 7th row you are going to make 3, sorry, my yarn is trying to get tangled here. So you're going to make 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches, 2 and 3. So you don't finish off the 3rd stitch, and then you grab your second color and finish off that stitch with it. Remember not to pull too tight or your work is going to look so awkward. All right, so in the next 7 stitches you're going to put 1 single crochet. So it has not changed like the previous one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Bring your yarn forward and grab your second color, finish off that stitch with it. So like we said, you need 1 stitch, don't finish off, bring yarn forward and finish off with your second color. You're going to carry that for the second 1 stitch. Make 1 single crochet, bring your yarn forward and finish off with your second color. Okay, you're going to carry that color forward and single crochet, and don't finish off, and then you grab your second color and change with it. So I hope I've not confused you right here. Like you see on the graph, we have this section that you only place one stitch and then change color back and then one more stitch, just like this. So it happened for 2 rows, and that's exactly what we did here. So now you are going to make 1 single crochet into the next 7 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Don't finish off that 7th stitch and grab your main color and finish off that stitch. So you're going to single crochet into the last 3 stitches, 2 and 3, and that's the end of row 7. So for row 8, you chain your work and turn. So you should have something looking like this. All right, so now moving on to row 8. For row 8, we're moving to this direction. We are starting from this direction, moving this side. So you are going to make 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, bring your yarn forward and then grab your second color and finish off that stitch. So you're going to place 1 single crochet into the next 17 stitches. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't worry about the tails, you can just walk over. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Don't finish off that 17th stitch and bring your yarn forward and finish off with your main working color. So you're going to finish off with making 3 single crochets into the last 3 stitches, 2 and 3. So chain 1, and at this point we are moving to row 9. So you may be wondering what you should do with this. So for these 2 balls of yarn, you can just clip them off. You can add them back later if you need them. So now you'll be left with only 3 balls of yarn to work with at this point. We're moving to the 9th row. So you've chained 1 and you turn your work. The 9th row, you're basically repeating row 8. So 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. Don't finish off. Color change, and then 17 single crochets in the next 17 stitches. Sixteen and 17. Don't finish off. Bring your yarn forward and grab your working yarn, finish off with that, and then the last 3 single crochets. 3, chain 1 and turn your work. So we're moving on to row 10, and row 10 we are moving on to this direction. So for row 10 you're going to make 1 single crochet into the next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So make sure you work over this yarn, okay? You carry it on and then make your 4th stitch. Bring your yarn forward and change to the second color. Finish off the stitch. And now you are going to make 15 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Don't finish off. You finish off with your your main color. So pull it a bit tight, and then you're going to finish off by making 1 single crochet into the last 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chain 1, and now you are moving on to row 11. So for row 11 you are repeating row 10. 4 single crochets, 15 single crochets, and 4 at the end. So I'm coming to the end and I'm making my last 4 stitches, my 4 single crochets. I'll chain 1 and turn my work. So we are moving on to row 12, and row 12 we are working into this direction. So as you can see from the start, we are going to get back into the color change in the middle. So for the next row, which is row 12, you work 3 single crochets, change your color, make 7 single crochets. Yeah, as you can see, I'm going to show you just in a bit. All right, so you're going to make 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Bring your yarn forward and then finish off with your white. Make sure not to pull too tight. And now next you are going to make 7 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. Bring your yarn forward, and then you're going to change your color. Finish off that stitch. So bring your yarn forward, and then you are going to carry this white yarn along, the second color you're using along. Then you're going to make 1 single crochet, bring that yarn forward, and finish off with your second color. Okay, carry this along and make 1 single crochet. You can walk over that tail, 1 single crochet, bring your yarn forward, and finish off with your main color. Okay, and then we are going to drop this one because we have to attach the second color. So as you guys can see from here, we will need another ball for this side. So now what we did is we made 1 color change here, changed back to the white, to the second color, and then changed back to the main color. So we are going to change back to the second color. All right, so you drop that white, that second color, and then you make 1 single crochet. Don't finish it off. Bring your yarn forward and add your other ball of yarn, just like that. Okay, now you are going to make single crochets into the next 7 stitches. So 1, walk over your white tail, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can drop the tail, and then you walk over the second color, and 7. Bring your yarn forward, and finish off with that. So into the last stitches, as you can see, 3 stitches left. You make your 3 single crochets in them. Now chain 1 and turn your work. Yep, you have to be careful not your yarn to tangle. You should have something like this. Should come off. You should have something like this. Don't worry about the tails, you can weave them in later. So now we are moving on to row 13. Row 13, we are walking into this direction. Oh, this is going to be easy. So for row 13, you're going to make 3 single crochets into the next 3 stitches, 2 and 3. Bring your yarn forward and change to your second color. Finish off that stitch, and you're going to make 7 single crochets into the next 7 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Don't finish it off. Bring your yarn forward and grab your next color and finish off. So now you're going to make 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Bring your yarn forward, grab your next color, and finish off that stitch. So yeah, you probably must have guessed you're going to make 7 single crochets next. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Don't finish off, bring your yarn forward and change to your next color. So yeah, the last stitches are only 3, so you place 3 single crochets, chain 1, and turn your work. So the next row is row 14, and row 14 we are working from this direction. Row 14 you are going to make 3 single crochets in the first 3 stitches, 2 and 3, change your color, and then 6 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Change color, finish off. Now you're going to make 5 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring your yarn forward, finish off with your second color, and make 6 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Bring your yarn forward, finish off, and you finish with 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, chain 1 and turn. So at this point you should have something looking like this. So for row 15 we are working to this direction, and now you are going to make 2 single crochets in the next 2 stitches, 1, 2, change color, bring your yarn forward and change to your next color, and then 6 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Bring your yarn forward, grab your next color and finish off. Make 7 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Oh, you don't finish off, sorry. So finish off with your next color, and then you're going to make 6 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. bring your yarn forward, finish off with your main color and 2 single crochets at the end, chain 1 and turn. So for row 16 you're going to single crochet in the next 2 stitches, bring your yarn forward, finish off that stitch and make 5 single crochets in the next stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't finish off. So grab your next color, change, 9 single crochets into the next 9 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Finish off with the next color and then 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. As you can see, there are 2 stitches left. So we're going to finish up the 2 stitches and 2, chain 1, turn. You should have something looking like this when you reach your 16th row. Now we are moving to row 17. So row 17, make 1 single crochet in the first stitch, make 1 single crochet and change your color, and then 4 single crochets in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Bring your yarn forward. Now grab your next yarn and make sure when you're pulling you don't pull too tight because you'll have to work over that tail. You can see we're going to work over that tail. All right, so you are going to make a 13 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Make sure when you're working you've worked over this tail. So 13, bring your yarn forward, and finish off with your second color. Okay, and then you're going to make 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Finish off with your main color and make your last 1 single crochet, chain 1 and turn. So now we are moving to row 18. So here is row 18. As you can see, we are working to this direction. So when you're following the graph, make sure you follow from this direction. For row 18, you're going to make 2 single crochets in the next 2 stitches. 1, work over that tail. 2, don't finish off, bring your yarn forward, and then finish off with your second color, and then make 5 single crochets. No, I mean, sorry, you're going to make 2 single crochets. 1, 2, bring your yarn forward, grab your next yarn and finish off that stitch. You're going to put 15 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Remember to work over the tail. 15. Bring your yarn forward, grab your next yarn, finish that off, and then make 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. Bring yarn forward, finish that stitch off with the next color, and make 2 single crochets at the end. Chain 1 and turn. So we're moving to row 19, and as you can see, there's no color change on row 19. So that means row 19, 20, and 21, you are just going to work with your main color. So before that, I suggest that you clip off these strands so they don't distract you. Only leave one working strand. So we've clipped off the rest of the yarn. As you can see, we still have so many strands that we can deal with later. Row 19 to row 21, you just simply go in with 1 single crochet into each and every stitch all the way to the end. You chain 1, turn your work, and single crochet all the way to the other direction, and I'll meet you back once we are done, when we are on row 21. I'm coming to the end of my last row, and of course finish off with 1 single crochet at the end, chain 1, cut my yarn, pull it through to secure it, and at the end you should end up with something like this cute little butterfly. So this is where you're going to need your darning needle to weave in all the ends. So what I normally do is I attach my darning needle and then just, weave into the similar color. If you find this video helpful, make sure to subscribe, like, and let me know in the comment section what you would want to know about graphgans, and I'll be happy to help. See you again in the next one.